Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run-through of Legacy of the Duelist. And in this episode, we're finally taking on Dartz. Yeah, even though Doma's got, some relatively difficult duels in it, it's a very short arc, to be perfectly honest. Mostly because we skip half of it, but that's a problem that I've got with the entirety of the Legacy of the Duelist campaigns, to be perfectly honest. They're good campaigns, they are, but after Duelist Kingdom, a lot of them feel very short. And even Duelist Kingdom, we skipped a good third of the fucking matches. Yeah.
Armageddon night. Good times.
So,
good times.
Dartz, during this duel, is honestly not as powerful as he was in the anime, but he has a much more consistent deck going for him. He's going to be using a light stat beat stick for a majority of this, and thanks to the Seal of Orichalcos, it's relatively difficult for us to actually run over him. But he's also going to have Gemini monsters. He's actually running very specifically a lot of normal monster support stuff. Yeah, as Annotations Gerda is mentioning here. Whereas Yami Yugi's plan here is to actually successfully bring out Knight of Destiny. And in order to do that, he oh dear. Let me be perfectly honest about this. The Legend of Heart strategy that Yami Yugi has the ability to successfully resolve in this duel is honestly really awesome to successfully get. There's no way in mother of fuck that Yami Yugi can successfully get it out. Why are we even running Valkyrian?
Well, because we got the Magnet Warriors, of course.
Yeah, but although we have the Magnet Warriors, look at Dart's field right now. He's got a 2300 monster that we have literally no answers to. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to attempt to use Critias? Because we don't have any traps. Are we supposed to actually bring out Amulet Dragon at some point? We're going to be dead long before Amulet Dragon becomes viable. Ugh.
Quick, defend!
I do like that we have Kuriboh in our hand. It's at this point in the campaign that I really wish that we had the ability to just do slight edits onto the decks that our protagonists are running, and it's why we have the ability to run our own decks. To be perfectly honest, that way we can do that. But the thing is, I like the idea of running Legend of Heart as a win con. I do. The problem is it's not fucking viable, and there's absolutely no way to make Legend of Heart specifically viable. The thing is, the rest of Yugi's deck here is actually somewhat okay. Like, if we were actually just focusing on one of the legendary knights, like specifically Timaeus, Critias, or Hermos, we could probably do stuff here. But yeah, because I don't happen to have any of the Dark Magician stuff on the field, I can't resolve Timaeus. We're dead.
Yep, we lose. Alright. Well, that's one thing we've learned about these story-based duels is there's a good chance you're going to lose on your first try.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to learn what the deck does, what you're supposed to do, as these helpful hints are going to tell you.
I did that, and then it got blown up by Dark Valkyria, you stupid hint. Yeah.
And there's also, as always, the luck of the draw.
Yeah. Okay, so if you actually want to make Dartz very specifically much easier than it should be, consider running a copy of Burden of the Mighty, because Burden of the Mighty will knock the stats down of his monsters down to effectively where they would be without Seal of Orichalcos. And if you want to specifically run over him in battle, that's what you would be ending up doing it. But to be perfectly honest, the best way to deal with Dartz is specifically, as Annotations Gerda mentioned, take him down with trap effects, because he's actually very vulnerable to trap-based removal.
Alright, soul-stealing Dartz. Time for you to suffer my farts.
Alright, so Seal of Orichalcos and Alexandrite Dragon. He's already got Summon Skull out on the field. And Marshmallow is going to laugh at him forever and ever because of it. Waha. Alright. So do we Dust Tornado the last one? Yeah, we Dust Tornado the last one. And then we're going to also Chain Zone with the Spirit.
That reminds me of that old question I had when I played GBA Yu-Gi-Oh! Is When your opponent sets more than one spell or trap card before he ends his turn, and you're showing an MST face down, which card do you target to destroy? What was the priority that the computer used in order to determine which cards to set first and which cards to set second?
I have never actually had a straight answer for that, but the way that I've always done it specifically is that I take out the one that they play last.
And why take out the one they place last?
Specifically because they will end up falling back on a very simple the last zone that we used. It's less complicated than I'm able to describe it right now, but I'm unable to describe it. So oh well. To try to describe it, when your opponent is playing spell and trap cards, they tend to actually play spell and trap cards in the same zone as they are drawing them. So, yes, and as annotation script is mentioning here, I just like to sit on Lava Golem for the entirety of the if I can, because Lava Golem is really nice. Why?
He's basically boned at this point. He has to draw into removal to get through Marshmallow.
Yeah, but he has removal. He does. It's just a relatively slow removal in Dark Valkyria.
Yeah, now he's got a bigger problem. No, you could have gotten the Solar Flare Dragon.
I don't have that second one. Oh, there's Dark Valkyria.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't have a second one, but you could have burned him for 500 at the end of this turn.
Yeah, except if I attempted to do that very specifically, I'm going to be dead soon.
No.
Yeah, he has Dark Valkyria.
Oh, right, because he has Dark Valkyria, right. Little slow on the uptake. It's been a little while since I've experienced the Geminis. Yes, the Gemini monsters.
So yeah, unfortunately, I very rarely actually get out the Solar Flare Lock, but I don't really need the Solar Flare Lock for most of my duels, so...
I find it a bit of a missed opportunity that they only ever retrained Gemini Elves to have a Toon version, but they did not ever give it a Gemini version. So we're gonna blow up the Seal of Orichalcos?
Yeah, you can't blow up the Seal of Orichalcos. It's very specifically is resistant to the first time you attempt to actually... so what I think we're doing here is we're stealing we're stealing Dark Valkyria to blow up his face down.
Gotcha. Because he already normal summoned it. No, wait, no, we can't normal summon it because we already normal summoned Breaker.
Yeah, but he normal summoned it.
I missed that part.
Let's see. Do I want to just go into Wee Witch's Apprentice? Yeah, we're going to go into Wee Witch's Apprentice. I don't think I've done this yet. Yes, my deck actually has a small contingent of Link monsters. We don't need to go to explain what Link monsters are quite yet because they're not relevant. But yeah, all you need to know is that I happen to have Wee Witch's Apprentice in my extra deck. She has got the same effect that Witch's Apprentice does from your main deck, except that when she's killed in battle, she allows me to grab a Dark Attribute monster from my graveyard and put it back into my hand.
Well, it's better than having nothing.
Yep.
So he's gonna die in 3 turns.
Maybe
now
less.
Now he's gonna die in 2 turns.
Okay, burn it for 1,000 on Lava Golem.
Burn,
and now activate Nightmare Wheel on his Alexandrite, or now we're gonna put it on the Lava Golem. Should have put it on the Alexandrite, but oh well.
Why? Because he has motivation to just get rid of Lava. Is the computer intelligent enough to
Yes, the computer
register?
is intelligent enough to recognize that Lava Golem on their own field is a threat. The older GBA titles I don't think actually recognize that, but the newer games do recognize that. So we're gonna end up killing it with Nightmare Wheel, but that's fine. Thank you, Nightmare Wheel.
Warped Werewolf.
Yay, we bested Dartz. Oh, and yes, and then Dartz sacrifices his own soul in order to summon the Leviathan. And then using the power of the Egyptian god cards, Yugi shuts down the Leviathan using Obelisk's infinite destruction. The thing is, Tristan, although he would be right normally, he is not right anymore. Be safe, everybody.